So on today's episode of the Process Doc, I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit behind the redesign for Realtracs and their website. So if you live in Middle Tennessee, you're probably well aware who Realtracs is and what they represent. They are a MLS company that is utilized throughout the regional area. So without further ado, here's the Process Doc for Realtracs. So as we look to Realtracs, they had one problem. You see, they're already known within the Middle Tennessee area as the go-to MLS technology company for brokerages and agents alike. They're doing so much right, and they have 26 years of brand equity in place, but they had one major problem. As they expand their offerings past one central technical product, well, their messaging didn't match. And so that's where they came to us. So first and foremost, when it comes to approaching projects like this, tip number one, I always want to make sure that we're getting your team on the same page. Now, truthfully, when we started working with them, they had read a book and worked as an executive team on their brand messaging. They found themselves kind of in this hamster wheel, running around in circles, not really ever able to nail something down and feel confident as a team. They came and did a StoryBrand VIP day with us. It was amazing. We had a great time. And what I love about walking teams through that framework is all 11 people, by the time they exited that room at the end of the day, were confident and were on the same page going into the website design project with their copywriting and messaging. The second thing that I always like to talk about, particularly when it comes to SaaS companies, is really hone in on iconography. Now, I love iconography. It's actually one of the favorite things that we do within UI, but I want you to think past standard icon sets that you might be able to pull from an existing UI kit and go a little bit further. How can custom illustrations and icons remain both intuitive to your user and also really mirror what you already have going on? The reality is we're not designing Realtracs product for them. They already have a phenomenal product design team. And so anything that we were creating within the UI for the website had to work within the UI kit that was already existing within that app. My third tip for this project is to always think in ways that you can make a website design more dynamic. So statistically, we know that users stick around on websites for around 3.5 seconds or less, and then they typically bounce off. So many times when we're working with customers, they want to increase the time that users are on their websites, right? The longer they're hanging out, the more likely they are to convert further down the sales funnel. And that was the same exact case here. So when we're thinking about ways to do this and increase that time, I want you to think in dynamic ways. Now, of course, we're all well aware of B-roll and things like that you can use with video, but truthfully on mobile devices, that can actually slow down the site speed. And so I want you to get a bit more creative. Are there ways that you can utilize GIFs, animations, dynamic text, hover, anything that you can do within micro instances, within interactions in UI to keep a user there, anything that can really surprise and delight your users that make them want to hang out and stay for a little while. So as you look through the Realtracs web design, you can see this overarching kind of breadth that we guided the team through. We guided them through messaging and synergy. We guided them through icon sets and then an overarching redesign. And the result is something that's really phenomenal and that we hope only lends a greater sense of professionalism to a company that's already done a phenomenal job. We believe that they're a brand worth trusting in. And well, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Process Doc.